The Babysitter. This movie is awesome. If you haven't seen it, take about an hour and a half of your evening or day and go watch this movie. It's on Netflix. Give it a chance. It's zany, it's crazy, it's wild, it's action-packed, it's awesome. This movie takes place over one night, basically. And we're shown our main character, Cole, who is basically a teenager. But he has some issues. He gets bullied. He's very afraid of things. And his parents are going out of town, and they require him to have a babysitter, hence the name of the movie. But, he kind of gets mad about it, but at the same time, he remembers and is reminded of who his babysitter is, B, and when you see her, you obviously can see why he doesn't mind. He is talking about, how much he doesn't really want to have a babysitter with his best friend Melanie, who's basically one of his next door neighbors. And he's telling her, he does want to have her around, the babysitter, but at the same time he doesn't. And she's convincing him, you need to stay awake and go see what she's doing, when she thinks you're asleep, when B thinks you're asleep. So of course he obliges, and what he sees is actually, pretty terrifying for him. Again, someone who's afraid of everything. He witnesses a lot of other teenagers playing a game of spin the bottle, and within that game they dare B to kiss everyone that's playing the game. And of course B obliges. However, when she gets to what seemingly is a nerdy guy, who he gets really shy and he clams up, and they all tell him, hey, calm down, it's just a game, it's not a big deal, we'll turn around, and that way you won't have to see us watching. And in doing so, B immediately jams 2 daggers into his head and kills him. Not instantly, but of course King Batch, he gets blood sprayed all over him. It's a pretty funny scene. But Cole was upstairs watching this, and after the scene where they're draining the nerdy guy of all his blood and everything, and they go upstairs and get Cole, he has to go up there and pretend like he's asleep. And basically the movie is him, cat and mouse kind of thing, where he's outwitting these other teenagers. King Batch, he accidentally kills him by making him trip over his remote control car, and he falls down the stairwell basically and breaks his neck, and then gets his neck impaled with some kind of trophy or something. It looks like maybe his dad or his mom won. This movie is pretty gory, by the way. Just keep that in mind. But in the end, we get to Cole, and he confronts B, and he's asking, why are you doing this? B basically explains, when she was much younger, she made a deal with the devil, and that deal was for her to get whatever she wanted by sacrificing people. And she's carrying around an old book, a very, very old book, and you see the book throughout the movie, and she even doesn't like when other members of her cult touches the book because of how old it is. So what that makes me think is, one, when you're watching this, of course, due to B and how she looks, you might think, well, she's pretty young, she's a teenager. But when you see the book that she's carrying around, that should key you into thinking, maybe she's not as young. Maybe one of the things that she wished for when she made the deal with the devil was eternal youth and beauty and that sort of thing. So, due to how old this book is, and she even states, it's an old book, she's turning the pages very carefully, and even when Cole takes the book, she backs off, and she's very hesitant to go after him. And so again, she probably was much, who knows, maybe 100, 200 years ago, whenever this was. I mean, this book looks ancient. So that's the thing in this movie, is you're not really keyed into what B is, if she's a witch, or if she's a demon, what have you, that sort of thing. She's just kind of there, and her relationship with Cole is kind of one of the things that this movie is all about, and there's some pretty cool scenes. The director of this movie, McGee, did the way he used text and all this kind of stuff to illustrate the relationship and things like that. It just gave this movie, it has a nice charm to it. So what I want to say is, I want you to go watch this movie again. It's only about an hour and a half long. B is amazing. The way she commands the screen, her charisma, the way she portrays the character. And again, there's a lot of mystery surrounding her character. You know, how old is she? You know, why is it that her followers, you know, she seems extremely intelligent, extremely smart, cunning, always a step or two ahead of everything, and her followers, you know, you have the quarterback, you have the very, very self-indulgent cheerleader, of course King Batch. You know, her followers basically are just morons, you know. So minus Sonia, who, you know, she, I mean, you can make the argument she's not really stupid, but the others are pretty dumb. And when they have the chance to take care of Cole and kill Cole, you know, they don't get it done. So take some time out, go watch this movie. It's funny. It's got a weird kind of dark humor, dark charm to it. I'm pretty sure you'd all end up liking it. And again, maybe after watching it, you'll see what I'm talking about with B. But let us know what you think down in the comments. You know, if you think that, you know, again, maybe B might be a few hundred years old, maybe several hundred years old, again, due to how old that book is, that spell book. And, you know, what deal do you think she made with the devil? Again, was it beauty? It's, you know, eternal youth, that kind of thing. So this is Kurt from Same Differences. Thank you for watching.